This week, we will be talking and reading about things that happen at school. Remember the children displaying their artwork in the photograph? Also, think back to the story that you read and the things that Jack could do at school. Our new vocab words we will talk about today are common, object, and recognize. We're going to start with common. Common means normal or ordinary. Cars are a common sight on city streets. Which of these is more common? A dog wearing shoes or a dog wearing a collar? Well, a dog wearing a collar is more common to see. Our next word is object. An object is a thing or an item. You can see in this picture, there are many objects in the backpack, such as a book or a pencil. I want you to think, what are some objects near you right now? Well, one object near me is a pencil. I bet everyone has a laptop or a tablet near them because you're looking at it right now. So that is object. It is a thing or an item. Our last word is recognize. If you recognize something, you remember it because you have seen it before. In this picture, Tim's friends don't recognize him because he has this helmet on. Think about if you saw me at the grocery store. Would you recognize me? Yeah, if you saw me, you would be like, oh, that's my teacher, Mrs. Anderson. It might be where you expect to see me, but you recognized me at the grocery store. Alrighty, we are going to go back to our smartboard slide. And now we are going to work on phoneme isolation. So I want you to listen carefully as I say a word, at. What is the first sound in at? At. The first sound in at is a. So the word at has the a sound at the beginning. Now you are going to practice. I'm going to say more words, and I need for you to tell me the first sound you hear in each word. After a few seconds, I will come back and give you the answer. So your word is as. What's the first sound in as? A. A is the first sound. The word is am. The first sound in am is a. Up. The first sound in up is a. Sit. The first sound in sit is s. Jump. The first sound in jump is j. Mad. The first sound in mad is mm. Here's our last one. Big. The first sound in big is b. Now we are going to be working on structure of words. So you'll notice I have two words here, tap and taps. They sound similar, but one of them ends in an S. We add S to an action word when it follows a naming word that names people or things, like he, she, or it. So for example, here I would say, I tap my pencil. I didn't use a naming word for a person or a thing. But in this option, I could say, the girl taps her pencil. Now I've used a naming word to name a person. So I have to add the S. Listen as I say these two words. Tap, taps. Again, you notice that taps ends with the S sound. Listen to these two words. Tag, tags. Sometimes when you add that S sound to the end, it will make a Z sound. So tag, when you add the S, the sound is Z at the end. Tags. Take a look at these three sentences. I tap my pencil. No S, because this isn't a naming word. He taps his pencil. Well, now we're naming a person, so we have to add the S. The dog taps his tail. Well, now we've named a thing, so we have to add the S. We're going to do some examples on the next page. So if I want to say pat, and I'm going to say he pats the dog, well, because I use he, a naming word, I have to add the S. So I'm going to go ahead and add the S at the end, so it's pats. Let's take a look at this word, nap. Let's say my grandma naps. Well, if we do that, we have to add the S for naps. Now you'll notice, though, that when we add an S over here at the end of wag, the dog wags his tail. Well, it has that Z sound, but it's still spelled with the S. And then finally, pack. Maybe we want to say Cameron packs a lunch. Well, we need to add that S because we're naming a person. Cameron is a person. We're naming him. So now it's packs. Great practicing that. Let's do a quick review of our sight words this week. So this is the word does. Say it with me. Does. This is the word not. Say it with me. Not. This is the word school. Say it with me. School. This is the word what. Say it with me. What. Keep practicing those sight words at home. You need to practice them every day.